Absolutely. Here's Section 1 written as a script-like narration for your faceless video, keeping it direct, punchy, comedic, adult, double meaning, and HFY, around 950, 1000 words, without headings or scene mentions. Alarms screamed louder than a caffeinated banshee as the space station's corridors filled with flashing red and orange lights. Sweat pooled in the human rescuer's collar even before the first step into the chaos. Great. Another Tuesday. They muttered, fingers fumbling with the emergency toolkit that felt like it had been forged by sadistic engineers. Every panel they touched beeped indignantly, as if judging their life choices. From the corner of their eye, a blur of fur and ears darted toward them. The Vulpine, the alien assigned to coordinate human evacuation, stopped abruptly, tail flicking in a manner the human assumed was meant to be intimidating. Or possibly judgmental. State your purpose, the alien said, voice pitched somewhere between a growl and a purr. You are obstructing my thermal output pathway. The human blinked. I'm trying to get people out. Their translator beeped, rendering their words as, You are blocking my heat. Not the most reassuring message for a being with a body temperature that could make a toaster blush. Okay, they said, backing away just slightly. I can move faster. Probably. A sudden blast of air slammed the corridor door shut behind them, trapping them together in a sweltering tube of metal. The Vulpine shifted uncomfortably, fanning ears in precise, measured movements. Your presence is uncomfortably hot, the alien stated, tone clinical, but the human could swear there was a slight upward tilt in the lips. I may need to bite to regulate your... What? The human took a step back and nearly toppled over a crate labeled, Fragile, Human-Approved Chaos. Did you just say you're going to bite me? Their voice pitched somewhere between incredulity and the beginnings of panic. The alien cocked its head. Affirmative. Thermal regulation. Cooling response. It is standard procedure for your species when you exhibit excessive heat output. The translator beeped. The human nearly choked on their own saliva as the words appeared on their wrist console. I will bite you because I think you are hot. You think I'm... Wait, what? The human's heart skipped a beat, not out of romance but because no one had ever worded it that way. Stop. Just stop. They waved their hands helplessly, accidentally pressing buttons that made nearby lights flicker and a panel pop open, spewing out what looked like maintenance-grade steam. Oh, fantastic, they muttered. Now I'm literally sweating steam. Great professional image. The Vulpine stepped closer. Tail swished again. Your heat levels are exceeding tolerances. Bite initiation is advisable. They leaned forward, teeth bared in what a human would call a smile if they ignored context. The human's brain went through a dozen panic scenarios, none of them pleasant. I'm not consenting to any biting. I'm not. A sudden jolt of the pod's containment field sent them stumbling together. They collided awkwardly, chests brushing, human hands flailing to keep balance, and the Vulpine's ear tips flicked nervously. Contact detected. Stability compromised. Bite overridden temporarily. The translator rendered this as, You are warm. I will wait, but your aroma is stimulating. The human groaned, swiping a sweaty hand across their forehead. This is ridiculous. Ridiculous. I am a professional rescuer, and I'm being, you know what, heated over by an alien bite. They realized halfway through speaking that they sounded exactly like that, which made them groan again. Steam hissed from the pod's emergency cooling vents. The Vulpine tapped a clawed finger on the human's shoulder, gentle, precise, unnervingly deliberate. Your epidermal excretion is impairing my sensors. Heat transfer must be contained. The translator politely transformed this into, Your sweat is making me consider inappropriate measures. The human stared. This is getting worse by the second. Literally and figuratively. Suddenly, a panel sparked, and the pod lurched forward, throwing them into each other again. The human ended up pressed against the alien's side, realizing that the tail was now brushing their arm with every tiny motion. Okay, fine, they muttered under their breath, mostly to themselves. If I survive this, I'm requesting hazard pay, therapy, and possibly a small shrine to the space gods who clearly hate me. The Vulpine cocked its head, observing the human with a level of interest that was alarming in its intensity. You appear flustered. Human stress levels detected. Thermal output increased by 17.4%. The translator beeped. You are hotter than anticipated, and I am compelled to bite. The human's eyes widened. I'm not hot. I'm panicking. Panicking is not heat. They waved their hands again, knocking over a toolkit. Tools clattered loudly, making a noise that was absurdly comedic given the life-threatening context. The Vulpine glanced at the pile, then back at the human. Such an efficiency is fascinating. You survive chaos with improvisation. Improvisation? I'm losing it. I'm definitely losing it. The human collapsed onto the floor briefly, groaning. The Vulpine knelt beside them, tail curling in a perfect circle. You are resilient. Your species' adaptation mechanisms are impressive. Bite is optional. The translator corrected it. I may choose to restrain you with teeth, but it is unnecessary now. Your incompetence is entertaining. The human gave a look that would have been sarcastic if there had been any room for sarcasm in the current chaos. Entertaining? You're calling near-death entertaining. Excellent. Humanity will remember this in the history books under how we almost got bit. The pod lurched again, knocking both into the wall this time. Sweat, fur, and metal clanged in a symphony of mild disaster. Thermal levels critical, the alien stated, tail flicking against the sensor. Translator beeped. You are very hot, and I am highly motivated. The human groaned, slapping their forehead. This is the worst day of my life. Possibly the most confusing. Possibly the hottest. The Vulpine leaned in, just close enough that the human could smell faintly of ozone and pheromones. You will survive. Possibly. I find you stimulating. Emotional output high. Bite remains optional. The translator mercilessly displayed. I think you're hot, and I may bite. Just for fun. The human buried their face in their hands. Oh, fantastic. Just fantastic. I'm trapped in a steel tube with a heat-obsessed alien who's translating everything like it's a pickup line gone horribly wrong. Yep. Yep. Perfect. The pod's lights flickered once more. Outside, alarms blared, crews shouted, and somewhere a cat-sized maintenance bot screamed in protest. Inside, the human and the Vulpine stared at each other, sweat, fur, and adrenaline mixing in a scene that was absurd, terrifying, and, if anyone outside were watching, hilarious. You bit me during the evacuation. The human muttered, voice trembling somewhere between fury and disbelief. Because I thought you were hot. The Vulpine replied evenly, with a tilt of the head that suggested pride, logic, and zero awareness of human social taboos. The human groaned. This was only the beginning. The pod groaned as if complaining about the weight of the universe, and the human pressed against the wall, tail brushing their arm more than once. Okay, seriously, can someone explain why your cooling method involves teeth? They muttered, tugging at their helmet. The air inside was thick enough to bake bread, and the Vulpine's fur shimmered faintly, responding to the heat with a sort of predatory grace. It is necessary for thermal stabilization, the Vulpine replied calmly, tail flicking with surgical precision. Translator beeped and flashed on the human's wrist console. Biting is standard procedure. Do not resist, but consent is optional. The human froze. Optional, but you're definitely going to? The alien cocked its head. Your body signals are confusing. Human heat output is anomalous. Bite is under consideration. Translator confirmed. I may bite you because you're hot. Very hot. The human groaned, hitting the console with the back of their hand. I feel like I just joined a very bad dating app that went interstellar. The pod jolted again, and the human stumbled into the Vulpine's side. Fur pressed against sweat-slick skin, ears vibrating with tension. I did not anticipate your center of mass to be unstable, the alien said. Translator rendered. You are squishy and hot. I am curious. I am not squishy. I am panicking. Panicking is not a body type. The human waved their arms wildly, accidentally kicking a toolkit that rattled across the floor. Sparks flew from a loose panel, making everything smell faintly of burnt circuitry. Perfect. Now I'm an electrical hazard as well as a thermal one. Fantastic professional record. The Vulpine glanced at the sparks, then back at the human. Your species survives stress with remarkable improvisation. I am intrigued. Translator beeped. Your incompetence is stimulating. Very stimulating. The human flopped onto the floor, pressing hands to face. Stimulating? Really? This is a life-threatening emergency, and I'm now stimulating aliens. Stellar. Just stellar. Heat built steadily. The pod's ventilation system groaned, and beads of sweat ran down the human's forehead. The Vulpine stepped closer, monitoring thermal readings with visible precision. Your temperature is exceeding acceptable thresholds. Bite may now be necessary for correction. The translator flashed. I may bite you to cool you down. Or for fun. The human froze mid-groan. Or for fun? They lifted a hand to push the alien away, but the pod lurched, tossing them into each other again. For brushed arms, tails intertwined, and their helmets clinked. This is ridiculous. The human muttered through gritted teeth. Absolutely ridiculous. You are resisting necessary intervention, the Vulpine said evenly. Translator rendered. You are hot. I am considering biting you. Your protest is adorable. The human rolled their eyes so hard it almost caused a concussion. Adorable? I am trapped in a pod with a creature who wants to bite me because of body temperature, and I am adorable. Great. Steam hissed from a vent above them. The human's breathing made the translator beep uncontrollably. Stop translating every sniff and groan, they said. It's making me sound like I don't even know, flirting back? The Vulpine's ears twitched. Fluctuations in your vocal output are noted. Your expression of distress is culturally fascinating. Translator beeped. Your whining is stimulating. Possibly enticing. The human buried their face in their hands. I'm done. Absolutely done. I survive space disasters for a living, and now I'm a case study in interstellar sexual innuendo. Perfect. A sudden alarm spike made the pod tilt sharply. The human grabbed at the wall, and the alien caught their arm mid-flail. For brushed skin. Translator rendered. Your struggle is endearing. I may bite, possibly for pleasure, possibly for safety. Stop! The human yelled, panting. I am not giving permission. Not that it matters. They slid down the wall to sit cross-legged, wiping sweat from their brow. I have never felt so unprofessional in my life. And yet somehow, I'm still alive. That's comforting? The Vulpine crouched opposite, tail coiling neatly, eyes focused. You survive with improvisation, emotional noise, and chaotic physical output. Bite not required temporarily. Translator. You are alive. I am impressed. Teeth remain optional. The human gave a humorless laugh. Optional. Sure. That's what I said about every fire drill I've survived. Optional until someone's tail flicks the wrong button, and suddenly you're a character in some alien erotica manual. You generate inconsistent thermal signals, the Vulpine said. Translator rendered. You are hot. I am intrigued. I do not understand but want to participate. The human groaned again. Participate in what? Surviving? Breathing? Or being catalogued as a hot human specimen? The pod lurched yet again, knocking them together. For brushed the side of their arm. Stop moving! The human yelled, pressing hands to ears. I cannot keep track of which body part is invading personal space, yours or mine. You are overcomplicating survival, the Vulpine said. Bite is unnecessary if you allow thermal regulation through calm cooperation. Translator beeped. You are hot. Stop panicking. Teeth optional. The human groaned. Calm cooperation. Right. Because leaning against a hyperthermal alien in a failing pod is exactly how I imagined my career going. They paused, took a deep breath, and muttered, "I will survive this. Somehow. And if I don't, someone please update the intergalactic logs. Humans are hot." Literally. The Vulpine studied them for a long moment. "You are fascinating. Hot, chaotic, unpredictable. Bite remains optional." Translator flashed again. "You are stimulating. Optional bite remains. Enjoyable chaos detected." The human leaned back, pressing against the wall with a tired, exasperated sigh. Enjoyable chaos? That's one way to describe being trapped in a pod with a heat-obsessed alien. Stellar. Absolutely stellar. Tail flicked, ears twitched, and the alien leaned slightly closer. "You will survive. Possibly with minor trauma. Your species is resilient. And hot." Translator. "I may bite. You are hot. You survive chaos admirably." The human groaned, pressing a hand to their forehead. "I hate everything about this sentence. And yet, somehow, I'm still alive." The pod shuddered as a voice crackled over the intercom. "Pod 7, status report." The human wiped sweat from their forehead, looking around at the Vulpine, who remained perfectly still, fur pristine despite the heat. "Status report? Oh, just me almost being chewed on for body temperature, no big deal." Translator beeped. "Situation, human hot, alien interested. Very hot." A sudden rumble indicated the pod was being secured by the rescue crew. Doors hissed open, and a rush of ventilation air hit them like a wet blanket. The human scrambled upright, chest heaving. "Finally! Help! I can almost taste normal oxygen again." The Vulpine followed calmly, tail swishing in a rhythm that looked suspiciously like judgment. Translator flashed. "Humans are unpredictable, hot, and messy. Rescuers are clumsy." The human groaned. "Thanks for the vote of confidence, buddy. Really needed that right now." Medical staff rushed forward, alarms blaring, sensors pinging. Their eyes widened at the sight, fur, sweat, disheveled helmets, and a faint bite mark on the human's shoulder. "What happened here?" one nurse asked, hands on hips. Translator beeped. "Hot human. Furry alien. Teeth involved. Possibly more." The human waved hands helplessly. "Nothing happened. Seriously. Just a minor thermal adjustment. Totally professional." The Vulpine, obedient as ever, tilted its head, ears twitching. Translator. "Thermal output high. Bite applied. Human remains functional. No consent issues. Bite applied?" The human groaned, collapsing into the nearest chair. "Oh great. Now the whole crew thinks I'm some kind of interstellar flirter or cautionary tale. Perfect." Outside the pod, other aliens began filing reports. One elder Vulpine squinted at the readings. "Are humans always this stimulating during emergencies?" Translator beeped. "Yes. Heat, chaos, emotional volatility, it is attractive. Disturbing. Confusing." The human covered their face with hands. "Attractive? Disturbing? Confusing? I just want an ice pack and a shower." Meanwhile, the pod's internal sensors were recording everything. Emergency documentation flashed across the galaxy's databanks. Incident, hot human bite interaction, excessive thermal output. Possible mating ritual? Investigation ongoing. The human peeked through their fingers. Investigation ongoing? Oh, fantastic. I'm going to be famous. In a very, very awkward way. A diplomat approached, clipboard in hand. "We need a full report. Explain your interactions." Translator beeped. "Explain teeth, heat, and accidental stimulation. Record is permanent." The human moaned. "Interactions? I did not interact. I survived. Barely." The Vulpine stepped forward. "Human exhibits high resilience and adaptability under extreme thermal stress. Bite may be considered normal protocol in future operations." Translator. Human is resilient. Bite optional. You are hot. Very hot. The human threw hands up. Optional? Optional until you nearly bite my arm off? Great. Noted. Humanity survives, barely, but we're officially hot. Fantastic. The medical officer frowned. You're saying it was a cooling measure? Translator beeped. Yes. Bite. Thermal regulation. Also stimulating. Possibly pleasurable. Possibly pleasurable? The humans scrambled to their feet. I am a professional. I am sweating. I am panicking. None of this is pleasurable. Please, humanity, forgive me. The Vulpine tilted its head again, voice calm. Human behavior is unpredictable. Your resistance is fascinating. Translator. Human panicking is stimulating. Teeth optional. Enjoyable chaos detected. The human groaned loudly. Enjoyable chaos. I'm trapped, nearly chewed, and now my panic is entertaining aliens. Brilliant. Outside the pod, other rescue teams whispered, sensors scanning for anomalies. One engineer muttered. Did the human just get bitten? Translator beeped across the channel. Yes. Heat high. Teeth involved. Situation may be sexual. Human unfazed. Unfazed? The human shouted. Unfazed? I'm a sweaty, panicked mess on the floor and you say unfazed? Stellar. Perfectly accurate description of my dignity. The diplomat scribbled furiously. We'll need this officially logged. Human species is high-heat social entity. Teeth may be involved in emergency protocols. Training manuals will reflect this. Translator. Humans are hot. Bite optional but culturally fascinating. Record permanent. The humans sank back into the chair, burying their face in their hands. Permanent. Oh, fantastic. Humanity's reputation in the galaxy, hot, chaotic, bite-enduring, and adorable. The Vulpine crouched beside them. Your resilience is admirable. Thermal output remains high. I may have overestimated your species' fragility. Translator. You survived. I misjudged. Heat remains high. Bite remains optional. The human muttered, voice muffled. Optional. Sure. That's what they all say until the teeth come out. Great. Absolutely great. Medical staff checked vitals, sensors pinging repeatedly. Heart rate elevated, stress markers high, but alive. Translator. Heart rate elevated. Stress high. Survival achieved. Species interesting. Hot human. The human sighed audibly. Hot human. That's my official title now. Not rescuer, not engineer, not survivor, just hot human. The diplomats shook their head. We will need full interstellar documentation. And an educational briefing for the Alien Liaison Corps. Your behavior is exemplary if chaotic. Translator. Human exemplary under stress. Hot. Teeth optional. Chaos appreciated. The human groaned, leaning back. Exemplary under stress. Sure. That's one way to phrase being trapped in a pod with a biting alien. Absolutely stellar wording. Very professional. Very flattering. The Vulpine observed the human's reactions with calm interest. Your species' emotional output is unusually stimulating. Bite remains unnecessary. Observation continues. Translator. You are hot. Teeth optional. Your chaos is entertaining. Observation ongoing. The human threw their hands up. Observation ongoing. I survived an evacuation, nearly got chewed, sweated more than I thought possible, and now I'm an intergalactic case study. Stellar. Perfect. Couldn't be better. The Vulpine's ears twitched. Humans are resilient, unpredictable, and stimulating. Thermal output impressive. Bite optional. Translator confirmed. Human survived. Hot. Teeth optional. Entertaining chaos recorded. Galactic records updated. The human exhaled slowly, wiped sweat from their face, and muttered. Optional, huh? Sure. That's what I'll tell everyone when they ask why I'm officially known as the hot human. Stellar. Absolutely stellar. Weeks later, the human returned to work, hair slightly frizzed, uniform disheveled, and dignity only half intact. The station had been patched, pods recalibrated, and the Vulpine liaison assigned a new clipboard labeled Human Heat Records. The human glanced at it and groaned. Heat records? Really? My species is now officially logged as hot. Great. The Vulpine approached, tail flicking like punctuation on an unspoken sentence. Your thermal output remains unusually high. Are you prepared for further observation? Translator beeped. You are still hot. Observation continues. Bite optional but recommended for monitoring. The human face-bombed. Optional. Right. That's exactly what I needed to hear before my first cup of coffee. A briefing screen lit up with a slideshow titled High Heat Human Protocols. Bullet points flashed, consent forms for bites, thermal monitoring, sweat management, emotional regulation exercises. The human rubbed their temples. I did not sign up to be a lab rat. I signed up to evacuate people. Apparently, both involve extreme body heat now. The Vulpine leaned closer, ears twitching, fur still pristine. You survived previous emergency with minimal structural compromise. Efficiency remarkable despite chaotic behavior. Translator. Human resilient. Hot. Teeth optional. Chaos delightful. The human groaned. Delightful case. Yep. That's my resume now. Delightful case. A new recruit shuffled past, glancing nervously at the human. Are you the one from Pod 7? Translator beeped. Yes. Human known as hot human. Bite incident involved. Thermal output high. Observation ongoing. The human muttered. Hot human. Fabulous. Galactic celebrity and awkwardness only. The Vulpine tilted its head. You remain stimulating. Thermal spikes noted during routine tasks. Bite remains optional. Translator. You are hot. Optional bite remains. Very entertaining. Do not panic. The human sighed, rubbing the back of their neck. Optional. Sure. Just optional until someone gets too close or my heat spikes again. Stellar. Emergency drills commenced, pods rattling, alarms blaring, humans running like caffeinated ants. The human participated reluctantly, forehead glistening, heart rate spiking. The Vulpine monitored every step. Your species exhibits extraordinary adaptability under stress. Bite unnecessary if cooperation continues. Translator. You are hot. Teeth optional. Stress adorable. The human muttered to themselves. Adorable stress. Stellar descriptor. I'm a case study, a living manual, and apparently an intergalactic hottie all at once. They dodged another recruit, who nearly bumped their shoulder. Careful! Heat is already at critical levels, the Vulpine observed with unwavering calm. Thermal output spikes predictably. Your chaos remains stimulating. Bite may still be considered for monitoring purposes. Translator flashed. Human hot. Optional bite. Chaos appreciated. Observation continues indefinitely. The human groaned. Indefinitely. That's comforting. I get to be the hot chaos human forever. Excellent. Just excellent. During lunch, the human reached for a hydration pack, only for the Vulpine to gently tap their arm. You require monitoring during consumption. Thermal stability must be maintained. Translator beeped. You are hot. Teeth optional. Hydration observed. The humans shook their head. Hydration observed. Perfect. Even drinking water is now under alien supervision. Stellar career path. Absolutely stellar. Nearby crew whispered among themselves, scanning readings of body heat, sweat levels, and heart rate. Do all humans require observation? One asked. Translator. Yes. Hot humans especially. Bite optional but culturally fascinating. Observation required for safety and entertainment. The human threw hands up, slumping back against the console. Culturally fascinating. That's me. Cultural icon of heat and chaos. A loud beep interrupted the monotony. The Vulpine leaned closer, tail brushing the human's arm. Thermal spike detected. Bite remains unnecessary. Observation continues. Translator. You are hot. Optional bite continues. Monitoring ongoing. Chaos remains entertaining. The human groaned audibly, wiping sweat from their brow. Optional, monitoring chaos. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I can survive heat, biting, and bureaucracy all at once. Hot, chaotic, barely sane, and officially entertaining. The Vulpine straightened, fur glinting under station lights. You are exemplary in survival, adaptability, and chaos management. Teeth optional. Your heat remains highly notable. Translator. Human survives. Heat remarkable. Bite optional. Chaos delightful. Observation permanent. The human leaned back, exhaling slowly. Permanent observation. That's my legacy. Not heroics, not rescues, not engineering feats. Hot, chaotic, and a galactic case study. Stellar. A new alarm sounded, and humans began scurrying. The Vulpine followed the human's movements precisely, analyzing thermal spikes. Your response to sudden stress is impressive. Bite optional, but your heat is engaging. Translator flashed. Human hot. Optional bite. Chaos continues. Very stimulating. Observation eternal. The human buried their face in their hands. Engaging chaos. Stimulating observation. Eternal supervision. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. I am a legend now. A hot, sweaty, chaos legend. A colleague approached, eyebrows raised. Are you, always this, overheated? Translator beeped. Yes. Very hot. Bite optional. Human behavior chaotic. Observation required. The human groaned again. Yes. Always this overheated. Always chaotic. Always optional for biting. Fantastic resume. Stellar professional image. The Vulpine tilted its head once more. Your thermal output is unmatched. Bite remains optional. Chaos continues to entertain. Observation permanent. Translator. You are hot. Teeth optional. Chaos appreciated. Permanent observation. Very stimulating. The human exhaled heavily, slumping into their chair. Permanent observation. Optional bites. Chaos appreciated. I am a hot, chaotic legend forever. Stellar. Absolutely stellar.